Hey everybody, it's Stuart Macadam here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Facebook ads retargeting and why this is an important strategy in 2021 for your business. No matter what shape, size, niche, industry you're in, this is going to be a video that's going to discuss all of the different factors which come with Facebook retargeting. And in the next couple of videos that I make, I'm also going to be diving into depth and show you how you can set up your own retargeting strategy for your small business to help you thrive, get more leads, get more customers, and get more sales and conversions. Now, just before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. With that said, let's get straight into it. So, one of the biggest problems that a lot of businesses have when they advertise on Facebook is they often go straight for the sell. So they will set up a cold ad going after cold traffic, targeting people that haven't heard about their business or may be unfamiliar with their business offerings and specifics. And it may be a bit of a challenge to actually understand how exactly they are going to provide value for what they are selling. So it could be anything from legal bookkeeping services, could be financial services, car lease. It could be selling products such as phones, tablets, other devices, laptops, computers. It could be somebody who is an electrician or a builder. And a lot of the time, you need to realize that many people who see your ads for the first time are going to have a bit of skepticism, which is normal and to be expected. And the thing is that is very important here is you need to make sure that anybody who's looking at these ads is educated and informed. And cold ad traffic is normally quite good to get people's attention. You just got to captivate them, capture their attention, get them to the landing page, get them to fill out the lead form. And then in the remarketing stage, that's when you start nurturing, educating, and building trust with them in order to get a strong and effective reach campaign that is going to interest them and engage people as well. Because one of the challenges that you see is people will say, hey, we've got this great product, contact us today for more information, get a return on your investment. There's a video that I did just yesterday where I actually spent some time going through the Facebook ads in my newsfeed which came up, and there were a couple that just went straight for the sale, no information, no background about who they are, what their reputation is, who they've worked with, how they've been able to help people. And then there have been other ads where it's been explained in a much more clear and succinct way. So that is talking about people who may have worked with, say, like agency owners or marketing business owners to build and grow their agency and scale it. And they've got case studies to prove it. And that sort of builds a little bit more trust and credibility in the eyes of a prospect. If they can see that evidence and they can see that other people who have been in this situation and experienced the same pain points as them have been able to go through that. So when you're setting up a retargeting campaign, you want to make sure that you've got a couple of things covered. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you are explaining what exactly somebody is getting, number one. The second thing is you want to make sure you've got the case studies and testimonials that you have from past clients and make sure that those are clear and listed and evidenced and highlighted in the campaign. Third thing you want to do is start having a look at what the common pain points are and how you can address them in your campaign. So that is 3 things that you need to be conscious and aware of. Look at how you can build out your retargeting campaign based on that. And the 4th thing that you need to look at is your audience. Who exactly are you going after? Are you going after the people that have engaged with your posts? Are you going after people that have visited your website? Are you going to go after someone who has watched a percentage of your video? Are you going to go after someone else who may have visited a landing page and not completed a certain action or goal that you wanted for them? It really just depends on what your ultimate objectives are. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I find that the most effective things are testimonials. No matter what a lot of the experts and gurus out there may say, I'm not going to pretend to be a guru or expert. I can only speak from experience here, is that a lot of the success comes from people that see testimonials from real people on video, getting in front of the camera and talking about their experience working directly with you. It makes such a massive difference having that trust element built up in there. And that tends to be effective for people that are highly engaged, people that have had a look at your content offer, people that have maybe have downloaded it, people that have looked at your sales page, your product page, and had to scroll through the website, been on there for more than a couple of minutes and spending more time on it than others. You want to really go after those people quite aggressively, because they will be the people who will provide the most long-term value and have the highest chance of converting. So when you're retargeting in 2021, make sure you are including those people that are the most engaged. So to give you an example right now, if you go into your custom audience creation, look at creating engagement with, creating an audience with anybody who is engaged with your page in the last 30 days. Anyone who's spent more, the top 25% of people that have spent the most time on your website, get those people into a custom audience. Have a look at anyone that's watched 95 to 100% of any video ads that you've put together, and make sure that that audience is clear and listed, and start creating a campaign that is built around that. Use client testimonials, use incentives, use special offers, give them 10% off if you've got a high ticket offer where that makes financial sense. If you've got an offer that's looking to just get their lead information and contact information for them to either submit a quote if you're a tradie, or to download your special guide that can then be used to sort of contact them at a later stage, or book a consultation call, start having a look at how you can reach out to them and how you can get that information, which is going to be super valuable and informative and engaging enough for them to give their information forward or to book a time to talk with you. And the other thing that you need to remember as well, I'm saying a lot in this time, but this is so important, is making sure you use humor in your retargeting campaigns. Because if you put an ad up, someone looks through on your website, looks at your landing page, looks at your content offer, and they don't buy, then there's no point putting together an ad, putting together ad copy and creative, and putting together a link to the same landing page again if they're going to be served the same thing in a different shape and form. So people looked at your ad, cold ads the first time, weren't interested. What makes you think it's going to be different the second time, looking at a similar style form, and they're going to just look at it and say, well, this is going to be the same old thing, they're pitching the same old thing. It's no point. You've got to catch their attention somehow. You've got to use a little bit of humor. You've got to try and be funny. If there's one thing that makes people more relaxed in situations, is if you can make them laugh, if you can be humorous about them, be humorous about the situation, or humorous about why someone didn't offer again. I saw a great one the other day from Alex Becker, who was going through one of his training videos. I had a look at his remarketing ad, and it was just this bird saying something I can't even remember, but I thought, wow, this is actually quite unusual. It's very sort of out of the ordinary, and it's something that not a lot of people are going to naturally do in a retargeting ad. They're going to be more inclined for the sale. They're going to be having a look at how exactly they can get that quick sale. And the key here is knowing that in today's environment, it's hard to keep people's attention. So if you can use humor, you've outperformed a lot of people who are running retargeting campaigns. If you can use something that will make people smile, put a little smile on their face. Hey, it's Eddie the electrician here. Do you know how annoying it is to go to sleep with lights off and have them stay that way, for the rest of the week? Yeah, I know that feeling as well, because, so-and-so has told me once, like, what it's been like to live a couple of days without power because the husband was too tight and stingy to call an electrician, call an expert to come and get the lights fixed. And it meant that they couldn't cook, it couldn't do any of these things. It's sort of looking at that humorous aspect and really just driving that information home. If you're looking at someone who's got a high ticket offer, you could have, I had a client that I worked with a while ago that sold online training courses, and we just looked at the humorous element for it. It was something to the tune of becoming a data superhero. storytelling superhero, and it was with this BI and analytics software training. And the biggest thing about that is it works so well because a lot of what was said in that was really just this person in a cape with kind of like, the sort of superhero one and a hand up in the air. And they had the same thing for a woman as well. And surprisingly, it actually did incredibly well. I thought initially, like when I first heard about the humor element thing, I thought, well, this is maybe something that certain people know how to do a lot better, and that kind of thing. But as time went on, we found that the humor aspect carries it a lot more because it stops people. If you've got this picture of a guy in a business suit wearing a superhero cape, people are going to think, what on earth is that? And they're going to stop there. And your goal is not to always immediately convert people on Facebook. Your goal is to get them to the next stage, whether that's to fill in the form, whether that is to book a time to talk with you, whether that is to send you a message or have a chatbot conversation with automated sort of mini chat things. So whatever it is, you've got to think about how you can stop get their attention, and humor is a great way to do that. Another thing I want to talk about as well is the types of remarketing that you can do. So either you can go to the next stage with a lead offer, which can be booking a time to speak with your team. It could be booking, getting a free quote there and then. It could be a 20% discount, a 10% discount, a 50% discount if they take action within the next 5 days. And then you've got to be sure about what you do beyond there. How are you going to structure that? How are you going to measure that? How are you going to get the results? Is it feasible? How big is your target audience? So that's going to be the next thing you want to have to look at as well, is how big is your target audience? One of the biggest mistakes people make is they will launch retargeting marketing ads and they will forget that sometimes their audience may only be 10, 15, 20 people. And if you think about how expensive it's going to be to advertise to 10, 15, 20 people, if you've got a budget of $10 a day, you'll be paying anywhere from 20 cents to 50 cents to show the ad to the same person every single day, and it won't always be shown to the same person. So sometimes it may cost you a couple of dollars to show the same ads that the people have seen and don't like the first time. So it's important to make sure that you've got an established audience size. You run the Facebook ads for a couple of weeks first. If you've got a bigger budget, that can be a couple of days. And by bigger budget, I'm talking about $50 to $100 a day. If you've got anywhere from $25 under a day and you're looking to run Facebook ads, make sure that you've got at least 2 weeks worth of retargeting information done, and you can get an estimate on your audience size. And the way in which you do that is simply by using certain tracking metrics like Google Analytics or any other tracking software to see what your retargeting audience size looks like at the moment. Because one of the biggest things is if you don't have an audience size of more than, I would say, 250, but ideally above 500, then they're going to be served the same retargeting ads over and over and over again, and that becomes more expensive for you, and it irritates your potential clients a lot more, or potential customers' leads. And the second thing as well is that it just makes everything more expensive and inefficient, and your business will develop this reputation for not being the sort of most user-friendly platform. So if you were to map out a strategy here for retargeting in 2021, what we've just talked about so far, use humor in your ads. Understand as well that you need some time, your ads need some time, your cold ads need some time to get going. If you're a business that is just getting started out or has just been going for a while and is getting traffic, look to go running those ads for at least 2 weeks, ideally 4 to 6, before you start incorporating retargeting in. If you are convinced that your retargeting strategy is sound, you've got a good strategy in place, you've worked with an agency or you've worked with somebody who has got a good track record, of getting results and consulted with you on that, then I would suggest you start very small with your budget. Look at doing $2 to $5 a day. Start seeing how those metrics come in and test and analyze the performance of different ads and targeting ad sets, which brings me up to the next point. In one of my previous videos, which I will share in the link below, I talk about how important it is to make sure that you start small with your Facebook advertising budget. And when it comes to the retargeting budget in 2021 for Facebook ads, it's exactly the same. You need to make sure that those analytics trickle in slowly, because if this is your business and this is your money that is being used, well, that's a very serious thing. If you're if you're an agency or a business owner or someone that's a freelancer that's helping another business or doing this campaign for another business, that is even more important, because it's your client's money on the line and it's your reputation on the line as well. So knowing that you are starting smaller and explaining it to the client from the get-go and saying, look, we're going to be starting smaller because the retargeting ads take a bit of time to get the learning in and make sure that we get the right metrics and we can see what's performing well. And we'll start it at about 40 to 50% of what the allocated budget spend is for the retargeting. Then your client's got to sit up and look and take notice and say, they're not wanting to spend all of the money straight away, and it seems like they've got a very good reason for doing this. So either the client will query you further about it, or if this is your business, you'll be able to at least identify what ads are working well at the beginning and really get an idea as to how well you can go with this. So that would be a very important tip, is start conservatively with the remarketing budget and slowly build it up to a level where it becomes, effective to sort of start scaling at a level which is, sort of higher and higher. Now, that brings us to another Facebook ads retargeting strategy campaign in 2021, which is make sure you don't test too much. I know there's a lot of talk out there about A/B tests, a lot of talk about split testing, testing different audiences. With retargeting, you generally want to start a little bit broad and then slowly narrow down and test sort of specific types of engagement later on. So if your offer is for a funnel offer where people are aiming to get people to book a strategy call with you, the only thing that you should be testing and retargeting is people that have visited the landing page but haven't completed that call. And look at testing a couple of different ad copy variations, and also look at testing a couple of ad creatives. Use a video, use an image, use a carousel, see which one works the best, and make sure that people are being served those ads no more than 3 to 4 times, particularly if they're in a retargeting audience. You don't want them to get put off by your ads and be blocked, and you're blocked from ever serving them ads up again, because that has happened to many people before. And I can tell you what, just recently I had to do that with someone as well. I saw their ads about 9 or 10 times, the exact same ad, and I just had enough, so I blocked them completely. So make sure you're aware of that as well. Your clients are real people. Your clients actually want to be engaged and they want to be challenged on things. So have a look at how you can best engage with them at a level that is going to be useful and providing answers to their problems, which is the next one. You should have already got enough of a knowledge straight away, either in your own business or your client's business, to know exactly what their problems are. What are they struggling with? What do their clients struggle with? What solution do they provide? What are their unique selling points? How effective are their Facebook ads right now? What can be done to improve? Are they addressing all the pain points? Are they addressing the biggest pain points? Does more need to be done? Does less need to be done? Sometimes you find that in the retargeting ads, too much might be communicated and you just need to scale things back a little bit. So have a look at that. And with that said, I'm just going to leave it there for now. There's a lot of things that we've covered today in today's video. So Hope you found this incredibly useful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. We've got some incredible content about all things Facebook ads related. And thank you very much for the people that have tuned in live. See, there's 2 likes here. There is a comment from Business Basics with Mr. Leong. Thanks for sharing, Stuart. You're absolutely welcome, Mr. Leong. Thanks so much for tuning in. And thank you everybody else who is going to be watching this video later on. Hope you get a lot of value out of it and can absolutely crush it with Facebook retargeting in 2021. Remember, you've got to be smart and sensible about your retargeting. Don't try and go for the direct sales straight away unless you've experienced success with that kind of advertising. Make sure you educate, you inform, you're conservative with the budget. You don't try to test too much out at once. You start small. And if you do those things, you've instantly got an advantage over a lot of people and a lot of businesses that aren't doing that right now. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.